got a camera on my dogs downstairs. Well, one dog who likes to do poo-poos whenever he wants.
And you just like taking pictures of them?
I'm just checking.
Putting them on your wall?
No, not at all. I put him outside for half hour and he hasn't done one, and I know that he's going to do one while I'm doing this stream. So I need to just keep checking poo cam because he might walk through it. He likes to do a poo and then walk around in circles in it.
Well, make sure you keep us all updated, Tony. So
I will. I'll be checking it as the night goes on.
Is this meant to be a segue into where we were at the weekend?
Oh, actually, that works out, doesn't it? Poovin.
Hello and welcome to Let's Drone Out. As you can tell, we haven't got a guest today because Nerlaka quit on us because he's got more important, exciting things. And I'd just like to point out to Andrew / Frank / Colin that that I'd like to point out that I did not go off topic.
When?
Well, I haven't said anything till now. That's why. It was live. It was already off topic from the get-go. It's not me.
Fair enough.
Jack actually brought it on topic by doing the intro.
Yep.
New.
Today we are joined by Andrew / Frank, Colin.
Hello.
Andy RC.
Hello.
Whose best friend is Tony.
Bonjour.
Correct.
Just them two have got little lovebirds Facebook profile together.
I'm just jealous because I've updated my Facebook twice with pictures of Tony and 0 times of Jack. But that's because me and Jack, we didn't take any pictures together.
And I'm far better looking than that Yeti.
And we were also joined by the wonderful Curry Kitten.
Hello.
You meant to say bonjour. I think you're supposed to steal. I'll
steal Tony's the one time you introduced me before him, and then I can steal it away. But if I say bonjour as well, I'm just copying.
Damn it. All right. That's it. We've got a plan.
Next week.
For a minute then, I thought MC Creation said let's pube out instead of let's pub out.
I'm pubbing out. Beer night tonight. I can't drink wine when it's nice and warm.
I thought you liked your wine warm.
Yes, but only in the winter.
He's such a complicated person, is Tony.
Yeah.
I wanna ask you guys because I haven't talked to you guys since I last saw you, and I want to know what happened on the Sunday. What you guys got up to? Because obviously, you know, if the listeners have been following, we met up here and also in Wales for like last Friday and Saturday, but Sunday you guys I've not heard what happened to you guys on Sunday, so how did it go?
We visited a hospital.
Yeah, Tony likes you might as well ask Tony. Tony likes like disclosing all my medical info.
Might as well just ask me. Right, Jack had this wrong with him.
Well, I thought you guys were going to a quarry when I last left you. What happened with that?
We did go there.
And we left Jack in the car ringing around the hospital. So didn't stay there too long before moving on.
We done one battery. I done one battery there. It was really, really scraggly, and I just didn't want to push my luck because it was completely filled with water, and I dived a couple of cliffs. But I've even looked at the footage, and I'm probably not even going to upload it because it just wasn't that great.
That's surprising because that place looked really epic.
It did look really good, but growing out of all the quarry sides were lots of scraggle that I couldn't see. So I had to keep away from it. So it wasn't the best.
So you went there and then went to Rill.
Went there and then went to hospital. Oh no, we went to Pikey Land first.
That was Rill.
Pikey Land. Can you say Pikey Land?
No,
I just
members of the travelling community, lad.
Oh my god, driving through there, I thought our wheels were going to get nicked while we were driving along.
Exactly what does Pikey Land translate as in real terms?
Place.
A place with lots of the travelling community.
Are you sure it just wasn't a holiday place with lots of
It
caravans?
was just a really, like, truthfully, it was a really rough rundown.
Bit of Wales.
Loads of caravan parks. Tony was struggling to drive efficiently because he was like, he couldn't take his eyes away from like troglodyte women. I wish Larry on my camera worked, but he was like, oh my God, I didn't think women could get that ugly. And was like veering into the middle of the road as if to like run them over, as if it was GTA to rid the world of. He was just like, oh my God. He was like, she's got 2 kids. Who would want to breed with that? And it was politically incorrect, but so funny. I was crying. It was like, people don't see this side of Tony where he's just like, oh my God. He's like, there was a chance there. If I weren't laughing so hard, I would have been like, Tony, that, or would you rather be gay?
Gay.
Yes.
She was that ugly. It was just it was unreal.
That's the first time I've ever heard Tony say that ever.
That's probably it was she. You could tell how ugly she was. She was like a what did you say, Jack? It was like a pit bull chewing a wasp.
Terrier, he said.
Yeah, Staffordshire Bull Terrier chewing on a wasp. Like, it was like, honestly, Tony. It was like someone left a gate open at the zoo, and like that was like.
It was. I mean, you'd been warning us all week.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, Wales is beautiful, and you can look out a window and be like, you know, whoa, you know, but like Tories came in, closed down the mines. There's nothing to do, but
got political, very political.
Sorry.
Rob Britton said she might be beautiful inside. I don't know. I was just too close to get that. I didn't.
She must have a magic vagina.
Anyway, maybe we should
let's move on.
The story up to this point for any podcast listeners who don't, for some reason, follow our Facebook and YouTube with every little post.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Yeah, very rare we actually talk about drones.
So we actually we're going to go up to the Drone Crusaders event at Gwrych Castle on the Saturday. So we'd booked an Airbnb months ago. Unfortunately, the racing event fell through, but we figured, nah, why not? We'll go up there anyway. Because also the Drone Crusaders Club is still going. So although they're not doing the race events, they're still meeting up every week and having a just a kind of fun fly there. So that's Gary and Win. So that was sort of what we were going up for. On the way on the Friday when we were going up, we stopped off at Andy's so that Jack could fly the dog poo bin. And
where is that video, Jack?
I'm still waiting to see that footage, actually. Yes, that would be awesome. And I'm hoping to put a little video together for my channel at some point. So
cool. Look forward to that. I've done a few now.
You have, Tony. You've uploaded loads, and I've been rubbish and uploaded none. But I wanna sort of like do a bit of a story with it. I think to sort of like explain everything that was going on, because me and Jack had a spectacular crash actually. That we should have both angles. I don't know how we managed to find the same bit of space with all of the space that was around us, but we managed to collide directly into each other. But they were both okay, so no real casualties except for a battery.
That was up in the clouds in wellies and coats on Friday.
Yeah, wellies and coats and rain, and now it's 22 degrees and sunny. That's the UK for you, though.
To be fair, though, I personally think looking that day, the grey and the clouds kind of made that video for me, and made that I actually liked the fact that I could go and fly up and touch the bottom of that cloud and then dive back through.
That looked great. And what I thought was interesting as well is there wasn't really much moisture on the cameras either. I don't know why, but there was cloud. Usually you fly into cloud, you get moisture and you can't see anything, but your footage, Tony, came out amazing.
Yeah, I am really enjoying my new reverb Kiss setup. I've never had a Kiss before, only to annoy Jack because he used to go on about it. So I used to do completely opposite just to annoy him. But now I think he had something. I think he had something there because I'm really enjoying it.
I wanted to ask you about that. Did you just buy it completely set up like that, tuned, everything?
And I fiddled around with the PIDs myself, but I did buy it completely done. It had everything on it that I wanted, and I bought bot grinders motors to put on a frame, but it had steel motors on there anyway, and they're so efficient. They're crazy efficient.
Yeah,
I've done 10-minute flight on a 1600 battery, so
yeah,
that was just like cruising around. I was only drawing like 5 or 6 amps, but.
I was really
flying, but
I was really impressed with that. That was the one thing that was a highlight for me was how everyone tuned their quads differently. Like yours, Tony, was very much flowy, very smooth, and yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Yep, I flew Jack's the Sunday morning. And his rates were just ridiculously fast. Like mine, I have to have full stick over for at least 1 second before it does a whole rotate. I flew Jack's and nudged my thumb over, and it went. And I was just like, oh, "What? This is like a race setup on a freestyle quad." That's how it felt for me, anyway. Because my race setup is different to my freestyle setup.
Oh, that's weird. So. I can't imagine flying a quad, but flying it in different ways for different things, because I just get used to like a turn being this much or a flip being that much.
I thought what I found really interesting, because I've only ever really done reviews, and I think it was Jack that mentioned this, but like when I look at Tony's flying, it's so smooth, and then I look at mine and it's kind of all over the place. And I think Jack summed it up the best when he sort of said, as a reviewer, you get so used to trying to find the worst from a copter, you never try to like cover up the sort of minor discrepancies that copters have. And that was the biggest thing that I learned flying with other people is that, like, I look back at my footage, and I mean, I never get a chance to tune my quads a lot of the time anyway, because I'm moving on to the next one. But my footage was nowhere near as smooth as Tony's, and I could tell that Tony had more experience when it came to making the footage actually look good, whereas I was trying to make the flying look good. And so that's something I'm going to concentrate on, like when flying with other people, is to, you know, not to try and show the worst of a copter, because it's no good when you turn up to an epic location and you've got jerky footage and stuff. So yeah, that's the thing I learned from the trip, and that's why I was really intrigued about Tony's setup with his reverb and stuff, because I've got like a Kiss Alien, but I never fly it because it always seems like there's more powerful options these days. But for flying like epic locations, beaches, rocks, you don't need the power, you need smooth.
Yeah.
And that's why I never understood why some people have a freestyle quad and a race quad. But that is because your race quads, it's not for getting great video footage. It's for getting around a track really quick, and it might look jerky, but it doesn't matter if you've gotten around the track quick enough. But when you take that quad to a location where there's lots of space and you want to get good footage, it's not set up for that. So yeah, I want to do like a proper freestyle build. I hope might do one for mini air show.
Get that alien out. Get that alien out and set it up.
It really needs updating though, because it's. I mean, we're talking like when Rotor Riot. It was actually, I think I did it before Rotor Riot was a thing. I noticed that people were like the very first races, like with Chad and stuff. He was flying the alien frame, and I think that's what initially made it popular. But it's so it's got the KISS V1 in it. The USB connector's broken off, so I can't update it. So I'd have to get a new flight controller. I like to have an on-screen display, and I don't think even is KISS V2 still no on-screen display, is it?
I'm using a Steel PDB, so you can buy that and put in.
Yeah, with mine, I did Minimo SD.
Oh, I hate them.
Yeah, it's such a pain because that'd need updating, and it's got one of those 600 milliwatt immersion RC transmitters in, which very old as well. So it needs a big update, and that's why I haven't flown it.
I think it's worth it though if you get the Steel PDB and just even the KISS V1. What ESCs are running on there?
They are the KISS 24 amp. So
yeah, they're the ones I'm running, and
it's a full KISS setup. Yeah.
I mean, what's it going to cost you? It's going to cost you £100 to upgrade it, but it'll fly nice.
Yeah, but on the other hand, I really see the first day that we went flying, my footage was terrible. But then when we went to Wales, it was much better, and that was flying with the floss, and all I did was change the GoPro mount. So I really like a light.
Your GoPro mount was like that, though.
Yeah, it was 60 degrees. Yeah, so pretty crazy. But I'm hoping to get like a 25-degree one. So I want to persevere with that, because like like when we went to the castle, everyone wanted to take a look at it because it's just like such an unusual frame and build, and it's loud and it's fast, and so I think that's
it was locked in though. Your quad, it was very, very locked.
It needs a little bit of work, so I'm gonna spend some time doing that. Oh, I could have done that today, but
it's just whatever. It's like what style do you want to fly? Do you want to fly a flowy freestyle fly, or I mean, freestyle can be different things. You can still fly fast and you do different things. I'm really trying to just get my flow right and just a nice smooth.
I think I need to fly. I think I need to fly more locations as well, because obviously, I mean, I've flown loads of locations in the past, but not doing FPV. And that was a learning curve as well, especially around all the rocks when you know you take off and look around and all.
Everything looks the same. That's
everything looks the same.
That's why Jack had his return to home luminous green jacket.
I do feel like a bit of a twat in that. I really do. Looking back at the photos, I'm just like, oh god, but it's so handy. Like it's really. Sorry, no one reacted. Has anyone noticed Frank's got a beard on the go?
Not really.
Anyone?
What?
Look.
We talked about it before you joined.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
It was brought up.
Yeah.
Frankie,
you have is it a lazy shave beard, which it is?
Yeah.
I'm worried about Frank's never like this. All dishevelled. Like
did the stress of the weekend take it out of you, Andy?
It was a bit full on. I have to say
how we put up with me and Tony. Like
I think it was I don't think it was just that. It was the car problems, which is why now people are calling you Colin.
Yeah.
Because if people haven't been following, you guys hit a very big hole and your tire basically exploded and your wheel.
Well, that's what we told everyone, but really he was doing handbrake turns. He was doing the old Scandinavian flick, like that speedo didn't go under 40 on those country roads at all. If you're Andy's mum listening to this, that's not what happened. Who here wants to pretend as well? Green Patches only just joined. Don't worry, Patches, we only started 5 minutes ago. Sorry,
it was actually 13 mile an hour. If you watch my LDO trip thing video, going down the country, it's on tape. It was 13 mile an hour, but it was a sodding big hole.
Oh, you got it on tape then.
If you watch my LDO Wales trip, when you see us going down the country lane at night, the speedo's 15 mile an hour. As soon as it drops to 13, you hear this big thud, potholes, and
I saw the video, but I didn't realize that's when the tire went.
Yeah.
I actually found that road on the way back, and I felt like I needed a 4x4 to drive down that road.
Yeah.
Should have turned left.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he should have turned right because he was going out.
Yeah,
we should have turned left.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, anyways, I found that road, and it was like 1 a.m. when I found that road, so I was like driving down it.
And you were a bit drunk as well.
I was not drunk.
Oh, shut up, you racist.
Drunk, racist. This is why you've got no pictures with him.
This is why he doesn't leave the house.
I keep telling Jack, ginger is not a race.
Yeah, I know.
Strawberry blonde.
It's really weird. Like when he got into the car and like Frank drove past the end of his road, I heard this like little Xbox achievement, like left my road. It was really weird seeing him not next to a red bed or a red dog shit bin.
Yeah, it was out of my comfort zone, I think you would say.
Yeah.
All
Oh
the
man,
way to B&Q.
Sorry, what was that?
All the way to B&Q.
All the way, yeah. I thought I had a great time. But I understand that it was very stressful for you guys. But are you considering doing something similar again, like a trip around? I think a lot of people got engaged with what you guys were doing on Facebook, Instagram, and stuff. I
think they were just waiting for me to murder Tony.
That did come across.
I thought you were going to go into full meltdown on Friday night when
mate, being trapped in Wales, like, yeah. Did I handle it well? I literally like so many of these.
The funniest bit was getting the tire the next morning and like handing the wheel over to the guy in the garage and him being like, "Oh, it's gonna take a while." And Jack's like, "No, it won't take a while. You're getting it done. You're getting it done now. This is my ticket out of Wales."
It's like literally like, "No, we're stranded," and I just gave him that look of like, "Unless you do this now, there's 2 scenarios: A, you let me do it, or B, I strangle you." Like I was just, I must have the look on me must have said it all. Like, don't give me half an hour, I can change this tire in 3 minutes.
Had a really good time though. So Sumner's Pond's been cancelled, like we've talked about.
Ooh.
But most people have took that time off work and stuff. So me and Frank are talking about a FPV road trip to Cornwall.
Maybe.
Oh, right, yeah.
Or something.
Oh man, I can deal with that. It's south.
No.
Do I have to drive up and get Andy RC?
No
Oh,
way.
thank God. Are you coming to
You're not
Cornwall?
going to Cornwall, Andy?
It's a really long drive from here. It's like a 7-hour drive, so probably not Cornwall. No, but I'll be there at Mini Air Show though. That's
We
probably
can't
about.
We're gonna have to go somewhere else. Bristol.
You can go to Cornwall. Bristol would be cool. Yeah, it's like half. Bristol's halfway to Cornwall for me.
Could go see Ash.
Could go see Ash.
We could do that.
Yeah. Where's Mags from? Can't we go see her?
She's down near.
Stop making out like you don't know her exact address, Jack.
GPS tracking, baby.
Can I just say, I never gave Jack my address yet. They turned up at my door somehow.
I know.
Yeah.
I uploaded my footage today as well, man. I had to leave my PC on all day, so it's like I need the pilgrimage. You know, when I finally get to the holy dog shit bin.
Yeah. I noticed actually, this isn't going to mean anything to anyone, but you do 120 FPS on your GoPro. I noticed.
He also does.
He also does what?
Time lapse.
I like it like that. It was me trying to be arty.
Yeah, this was when we actually got to the Airbnb after all the drama with the.
I was still having my meltdown, man.
Yeah, Jack was still having a meltdown because he thought he was going to be stuck in Wales for the next century. And
it's like that. Honestly, it's like a place I go to that just, oh, you're back, aren't you? No, like a face hugger. I just, oh god.
And so we were looking through our footage from the day of flying around with Andy over at the big rocks, and yeah, Jack loaded his up, and there was a load of photos.
300 odd.
It had been on time-lapse mode. So Jack had a little bit of a meltdown and was about to delete absolutely everything. And luckily, Tony said, don't do that. Like, we'll look at it. We'll sort something. And Tony went through it and turned out that there was a load of video on there, including the dog shit bin. And it was... so I think, Jack should thank Tony for that.
Yeah,
Tony.
They keep each other going, really, those two. In fact, I don't think any two people saw each other naked as much as those two
I know.
on the entire trip.
He won't let me upload the photo. Like, I bang on his door, like, in the morning, kick his door in, and he's there holding the door. Like, he instantly, as soon as I wake up, he's like, oh my god, he's coming for me. Like, lives in fear. And he cracks open the door. He's there in his boxers, and he won't let me upload it in case Mag sees it, because he was like, I didn't stop my tummy in. So I've got amazing, like, full nudity Tony only wearing his boxers, but he won't let me upload it. He's got like worse footage of me. He's got like footage of me picking my nose in his car,
in the shower, which he did upload.
Like pooing everywhere. Like, you name it. Like, he's got horrendous footage.
Yeah, this is exactly why I can't
do anything.
I keep it just to keep you from above me. It's like a bargaining chip.
Rich has got video of my dick. There's like, it's just unreal.
Yeah.
Like, you've all got like so much.
The Airbnb was amazing, though. I went.
Lovely.
The view was amazing. It's a shame there wasn't a lock on the bathroom.
Yeah, I know.
Added to
I'm going to do a shout out. I'm just going to roll back quickly through our people who are watching. Mr. Frost's in house. Rob Britton's in house. Sorry, I've got to do this. Green Patches.
They're Band Network. Never seen them.
George's girls in the house. Curry Kittens in the chat. Bradders, what's up, Bradders?
You know he's live on the show.
Daffy boy.
I'm being quiet because somebody wasn't invited to the getaway, although it was planned.
Seaweed.
I'll give you that.
Were you invited?
Are you coming to Cornwall then?
I haven't been invited to that either. This is all just.
You are invited. You're in the bloody
you're us now.
You bellend. Of course you're invited.
You didn't invite me to the Wales one. You just quit going to Wales.
Can I just say,
I family and life.
I wasn't invited either. Although, should I say, I didn't invite them,
they
turned up anyways.
We just turned up and dragged him out.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't even know we were going to.
You had a choice. It's either come out and hang out with us, or B, I harass your mother. So, like, it's totally up to you.
I went for the other one, and luckily it turned out because it looked like it was going to be a washout the entire weekend, but it stopped raining. We had some food, and that's how we ended up at the Roaches. That's if people are wondering where we were. Nice location if you want to go and fly it. Nice and quiet. Rocks and stuff.
Yeah, Tony. Do you know what happened to me last night?
What's up, Mikey Dread? No, what happened?
Do you want to hear my excuse?
Excuse for what? Not coming down to the beach.
Yeah. Guess whose Tyrannus buttons fell through as he tried to change to Whoop?
No.
Yeah, Tyrannus totally busted.
They're so rubbish, aren't they?
You can buy them, you know. You can buy them.
I've glued mine in twice, and then I've replaced them once, and I've still got another set downstairs just in case.
Oh,
what
man.
do you do to them? I've never had an issue with mine. I've had switches fall out.
One day
I've never had an issue with the buttons.
I've used mine every single day.
Photo on Tony's, and I was like, "That's never happened to me." And then 2 days later, one of the buttons got stuck under.
Yeah.
Although I managed to get it back out again, it's the up button. So now sometimes I just go down over and over again. In case.
They're so annoying. they do work, but
So I tried to go out for a fly today, so I can fly my alien because that's the one it's stuck on. So like, I've just got.
that's all right then.
Went out to fly, and then my plugged in my Fat Sharks, no video. I'm like, oh man, powering LED comes on. I'm like, right, so it does work. Oh, it looks like my module's broken because like everything was so tightly compressed into my bag. Start taking my Fat Shark module, like Fat Sharks completely apart, and then I turned my Fat Sharks up. I was like, oh yeah, there's a little switch on there. Switch was off.
You idiot.
Like, oh my god, man! Like, so yeah. If there's any beach flying tonight, let me know. But
I actually think they're down there tonight redoing it because we learnt a lot last night.
I'll have to just go to the next one.
What's the story for the listeners? What's happening? But I saw Tony live streamed. You were at the beach. There was a load of gates. Is it tiny whooping at the beach in Brighton? Is that what's going on?
We were in New Haven and we set up a night track. Because Gary's running a night track at the.
I love how his name's just Gary as well now.
Gavin, his real name Gavin. But you know what I'm like.
Is this the chat? So you go to like an indoor micro thing, and it's the chaps that run that, yeah.
Well, no. It's just a guy who's invented this light course. He's got an app for it and everything, so it's going to be. We're testing it for the mini air show. That was what we've done last night.
Is it something that is going to start selling then?
I'm not sure if he's going to start selling it, but I think he wants to. I mean, he's got different things what happens. So if you're flying through a gate and you're behind someone, it knows that you're behind and it can give you a speed boost. So you'll go through someone will go through on a certain band and then the second place will go through and then he can give you a speed boost. So he puts a little jet propelled propeller thing that pushes air, so you'll go through the gate and it'll push you forward.
Well, will that and just not make you crash?
It could potentially make you crash, but he's got Nerf guns, lightning. It's like you can pick up tricks on the way past. So if you're at the back, you can pick up weapons and fire at people in the front. And
can you imagine if like at race control they had control of like everyone's cockpits, so everyone can get the same amount of power, but then like you could get kind of like DRS, like you were saying, where certain copter gets a certain boost for some reason. That would be awesome.
That's kind of where he's going.
Yeah, I like that idea. That's cool.
They should take it one step further and control your goggles. So if you pick up a certain thing, it goes to the copter behind, and you have to try and fly something like that.
When are you going to do that? Fly planes like with third person.
We've done that.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Was I not supposed to mention that publicly?
No, it's a public video. Anyone can see it. Fair
enough. It sounded like a cracking idea.
Never
I watched your video.
Be interesting with quads.
Me and my friend did it with it was pretty easy to do with DJI models. In fact, it's how I do a lot of the reviews on the aerial photography copters. I get my friend to take his up, and then I fly mine through his monitor. So I'm looking at his monitor at my copter in the third person to make sure that it's framed correctly, so that we can get good shots of the aerial photography rigs.
Frank, can you pay the editor, please? Just remembered. Sorry, I'm just making the editor pass me a drink, and then he just gives me the finger, and he's like, "Pay me." I'm like, I keep forgetting to ask Frank.
And that is a good segue into thanking all our patrons, Jack. Go for it.
Thank you to all our Patreons. This week is sponsored by Steve Gadlin, because he's a legend. He helped us out when it was going to go boobies up on SoundCloud, and he's really lovely. And if he needs us to do anything for his wedding day, you get get a Tony token.
Don't bother, mate.
He's got some secret pictures of Tony that he could share.
Like anything at all, just name it.
So So
I wanted to ask you guys, actually, did you guys know that the session 5 has been discontinued?
yes.
Yeah, we've been talking about that the last 3 weeks, I think.
It was on Amazon 2 days ago, just a normal session 5 for 107 quid.
Yeah.
And yesterday it was gone.
I've just gone and bought one because
I need to buy another one.
I've only got one, and especially after the crash that we had. And that was one of the reasons as well why I didn't take so many risks when we were out flying. I mean, I didn't want to take so many risks anyways because it was sort of like my first time flying with a group of people.
Don't give me that. You were like, if I didn't have wellies, I'd be up at rock, my legs as far apart as possible, giving it all like orbit.
Yeah, I'm all talk and no action. That's what
Yes.
Did you have a good time?
Oh, I mean, I had an amazing time. It's just I was constantly worried about you guys because I just know how stressful when you're so far from home and like it's only for a couple of days, and what are the chances that the car would break and stuff like
that? Pretty high.
I remember we were standing on the coast and Andy looked at his car and he said, "Is my car the right shape?" And I thought, oh, poor Andy.
Poor Colin McRae.
Well, the thing is, last time in July when I went out in the car and went on the road trip with all the quads and went flying out in Cornwall, similar kind of thing happened in the one of the wheels threw a couple of balances and one of the weights, and so anytime I went above about 50, you just get
I never explained. You know those dots on the side of the wheel, like how they mold the tire, the bottom bit as they inject it's always heavier, and you're supposed to put that on the other side to balance the valve out, and that's what those dots are.
Oh, yeah.
So, and he put it on crooked, and that's what I was grumbling at. I'm sorry, I couldn't. Like, I was like,
so is this car gonna get replaced? Do you think?
I think he's gonna set fire to it. I was all for it. As soon as we crossed that border, I was like, "You guys can do what you want." I thought I was gonna get hospitalised. There was me going, "Oh, I don't want to get arrested, stranded, killed." No, didn't say hospitalised.
Yeah. It was a challenge for you guys.
I gave Colin McRae a break, and I drove home from Wales to Luton.
Tony was a bit of a trooper that weekend. It was a bit weird.
You all were. Like, you all make out that you hate each other. But...
No, I really like Frank. I don't know.
Yeah, but you really like Tony as well.
I've actually took a picture of this. Hold on.
What is it?
I miss you, even though you're a dickhead. There it is. If I keep speaking, you can see it. Actual proof that he loves me. Yeah.
I was really worried about him when he was ill. Like, I marched up to the lady in co-op and was like, "My friend's really ill. Let him go to the toilet." And she stopped serving people and escorted you to the toilet. I must have been like a Nazi in Wales.
I don't know what that was. I'm pretty sure it was car sickness.
It's Colin's driving.
It's my driving again.
It was. That's why his nickname Colin McRae. We were going sideways pretty much.
One thing that I thought was amazing about all of you guys is actually how serious about safety you are, because it's not something like why is that? No, honestly, like when it comes to like spotting for each other and looking after it, that's another thing as well. Like when you know your sites as well as I do, you don't like think about line of sight issues. But when you go to a completely different spot and you're only going to be flying there for 3 times and you've got to get some decent footage.
Yeah.
You know, like the line of sight thing goes completely out of the window, and you guys just so like look out for each other and are so like looking out for people walking around and like the safety of people. And I was like, I kind of thought that all that would sort of go down the pan when trying to get great footage, but you guys really looked out for everyone and each other.
I'll be honest. I like the reason why is we've flown together for so long, and we've gone to so many events. I've accidentally hit my friend Simon and cut the fuck out of his arm. Tony's been Tony's been smashed into the face. And I'm allowed to talk about this, what happened in France, yeah?
As long as there's no names involved.
Yeah, so cliff diving, and they were stood at the bottom of the cliff, and Frank witnessed someone get the side of their face blended and a massive gash where their goggles were. So if they
turns out when you've spent an entire day in the sun, not particularly well, sort of looking after yourself, you're not. He
wasn't well oiled up.
Yeah, and you don't realize that where we're flying probably shouldn't be, especially when we're flying at high speed, vertically downwards. We probably shouldn't be sitting underneath that spot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's all common sense stuff. But you guys were just like you rocked it. One of the reasons why I quit the hobby years ago was because there was just so many dangerous flyers out there. Not people
just are idiots. Basically.
I mean, yeah, we definitely claim not to be complete not bellends. But
I was actually worried because I kind of thought that I was pushing it a little bit, fly maybe a bit too close to us compared to what you guys were doing. But you guys were awesome. I was so impressed with that because there are people out there that would really try and push it, and actually no one lost a quad. No one even got close to any person or anything. Yeah. Me and Jack crashed. But we both crashed away from us. I think far enough away to be safe.
Totally.
I never felt in danger when I was around you guys. I hope you felt the same when I was
around.
Totally, yeah, man.
Cool.
Yeah, you were about as deadly as a kitten. Okay. Also, I like the review on the Airbnb. That's what I was going to say before Tony read all the things out. Frank got reviewed on Airbnb for his stay, and he got
reviewed. Yeah, by the owner.
Person,
by Penny.
They do it like that.
Yeah, so he reviewed her, she reviewed him, and if you were not a perfect employee, they have this code for a reference being he was punctual. Meaning he just showed up and didn't do anything.
Right.
It's the unwritten, you can't give anyone a bad thing. She just put very polite. So I don't know whether that's a code for, oh my God, these people were complete hindrances. And how my stuff
as bad as the Americans.
Really?
But didn't they help you out with the tire problem?
Yeah, they were amazing.
Really good.
Cost them more money than... One of them was a vegan.
The best bit was the taxi driver halfway up the road. Oh, lads, I think I'm going to stop it. I was like, no, it's literally just around the corner. I washed my car yesterday. And
he probably thought you were going to take him there and do something to him.
Please.
It was miles.
Yeah, it was miles down that track, and it was muddy and shitty. But he got a £2 tip out of it. He washed his car for that.
You did a lot of bribing, Tony, didn't you? On that trip?
Did that trip. My mother taught me, if you don't ask, you don't get. And
if you pay, it helps.
No, Tony did it, then bribed them.
No, that's wrong, Jack.
No,
I paid him on exit, but I bribed him first.
That's like opening a shop. I've opened this genius new shop. It's got a brilliant business plan. It's pay as you exit.
That was it. Well, we wasn't really. It wasn't 100% yes to fly the castle.
No, it wasn't.
And if you lost your quad, you couldn't get it back. So that's why the video I've done was quite just I'm not going to go too mental because I may not get my quad back. But he didn't say I couldn't, and he didn't say I can. So £20 was involved. But it worked for me.
It worked, didn't it, Tony? Yeah.
I've got a proposition. If you in the chat who keep moaning about getting Bradders on here, if we get Bradders on here,
He just swears.
yeah, we have to go explicit. But I'm happy to do that and then spend the money on Zencaster. So if Bradders joins the Let's Drone Out crew and streams each week, then by all means you can have him on. That's all I'm getting is like, when's Bradders back on? Bradders was funny. Bradders saved the show. All he did was come on and say the C word a lot.
Maybe that's what our audience likes.
Yeah.
There you go.
No,
I can't win.
No, I'm not coming on.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you can't have him. It was a treat, a special.
He's once in a blue moon. I'm just checking Poocan, by the way, everyone.
Share Poocan.
No,
Please.
he's asleep. This Poocan is clear.
Is he asleep upside down?
No, this one doesn't sleep upside down.
Oh.
Tell me
Rich
the
Smythe in
cool
the chat
fact.
said
What's that
he's
about?
sunburnt.
What?
Who's in the chat?
Mr. Smythe. Oh, the mini air show song singer. Is
Yes.
that right? Sing-songer.
I got sunburn. I forgot to do this bit of my arm. It killed.
How the hell did you get burnt under there? Were you laying there like that?
No,
like
it's just the back of
praying
my arm. It's
Jack
just the-
praying mantis fucking sunlight.
No, the sun. I am a 3D object. I'm not too.
Well, how does it get under
From
there?
behind me. I just forgot to put sun cream on that
Doesn't
bit.
your hair fucking
No,
cancel
I'm
out?
not. He honestly thinks I'm Chewbacca. Frank, what are you saying?
Oh. Gigantopithecus is your Latin name.
I did see treat especial. That's a cock for dolly reference.
I have no idea what you're talking about anymore.
No. So, when are people next flying?
Tomorrow, after I get my van MOT'd.
I gotta fix my.
I need to go racing. I'm like I've put the. I'm trying to sort out a race meet this Sunday. I think we're just going to get some lads together and go racing because I haven't raced a drone for months because the grass and everywhere we've been going has been so soggy and horrible. If you crash, you have to just spend hours and hours cleaning your quads. So it's dried out a bit now. So hopefully I'm going to be hitting some gates Sunday. That is my plan. Meet up with a few of my local mates and set up a track. And we just me and Bradders have just inherited a lot of stuff. We've just inherited a lot of gates, a lot of flags, and
Inherited or stole?
Well, borrowed for a long time.
With a bribe to get in there and get them out.
Bit of bribing.
I know. It's basically we drove past the caravan site and he was like, "Oh my god, I didn't know you could like take stuff without paying," and it kind of like spurred him on.
Well, I have a question about motors because I mentioned before the show, and I was hoping that one of you guys might sort of shed some light on it because I noticed that Tony, you were running a 2205 motor on your freestyle frame, yeah? Is that right? Mr.
Yep.
Steel Motors 2205. I'm looking at doing a build, and I'm struggling with motor choice because everyone seems to have moved to like the 2207 and the 2305, 2306 size motor. But to me, they are like a heavier motor than I was going to put a 2206 on there. And I wanted to sort of just throw the question out to everyone, like, what is the benefit in going up in motor size? Is there like a benefit of going 2207, 2306 over like a 2206 brother hobby that I was going to stick on? What is the benefit? Why has everyone moved to these bigger motors?
I don't know.
Nobody knows. We're a drone show. And
Shall I phone Joshua Bardwell? Because I think he's possibly.
The thing is, I can't really find much information on that. From my understanding, right, the bigger the motor gets, the more torque that you get.
More bottom
greater.
Yeah. I think it's because I think the motors have changed because everyone's jumping on the 6S hype train, so they're doing bigger motors and lower kV because they're running 6S at the moment. I mean, people are trying to get the same sort of pace as a 4S on, say, 25,000 kV, but wanting longer flight times, or not necessarily longer flight times, but the same sort of flight time, but no sag. So what they're doing is running 6S with a lower kV.
My problem with that is
a bigger motor.
My problem with that is the price of 6S batteries is ridiculous.
I know, same here. Yeah.
Which is why.
What you're a sponsor, you get them for free.
I'm not review. I'm not sponsored by anybody. No, I buy all my motors and
let me review.
Look, Jack, didn't you lose one of Andy's personally bought batteries?
No, he dropped it.
I think you did.
He crashed into me.
Well,
there's a debate about that.
I can't even change to this. Look what he did.
What did he do? That's just your shitty building.
Is that why you didn't fly much, Jack, on the Saturday?
No, that was more medical. I mean, look at this.
What have you done? It's just
hooligan.
Floppy. Is that what happened from the crash?
Yeah, you cut right through it.
It's gone all floppy.
Look, and these are all.
Was it ever hard?
Could someone do a build-in? If Andy, we'll task this with you. You've got this one frame. You're going to build it. Why don't you build it with some motors and then change the motors and keep changing them and compare it?
That take money.
It's not so much the money. It's the time, and I'm like, you know what, I'm not sure whether I want to invest that. I don't think I'm going to notice a difference is the thing, and I think it's going to be a lot of time. I've got a Brother Hobby 2206 2700 kV, and it weighs 1 gram less than a 3B 2207 2600 kV. So they weigh pretty much the same. The only difference is the size, and it's like I don't know what to pick. And then
why do you want a high kV?
I just love the sound of like
bigger numbers.
Your quad did sound mental when you punched it. I do like to. I've got 22. I've got the Brother Hobby R3 returners on one of my race quads. They're 2600 kV. But if I run it on dual blades for 2 minutes, my battery welds to my quad. I literally can't get it off because it gets so hot. The XT60, I struggle to pull it apart. So I can't run dual blades on there. It's fast as anything. It goes mental out of the blocks. It only lasts probably a minute 40 full throttle, which is just pointless.
So what kV are you running on your race quads then?
My favorite 4S 2300 kV.
So quite low in kV then as well. Yeah,
I prefer lower kV motors as well. I had the 1960 kV Cobra motors.
They were brilliant.
Yeah, I love those motors.
I guess I'm just a sucker for like. That's why I like.
They do sound nice. I do love the punch.
That's why I had an Integra Type R, because it revved high. You know,
yeah, and what happened to it? You kept your foot down on the right-hand pedal, and it smoked.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, why do you even bother with that? Surely you just put the old Northern brick on there. The old Northern doorstep.
Yeah, no, I mean, it'd be interesting. I think the only real test that I could do is like like Corey Kitten was saying, is just swap the motors out and then
Could do that.
Set a speed trap up and see what the actual speed difference is, because
I think it'd be more the feel of it, because I think the problem is, there's, especially people like yourself, is you get to fly a lot of quads and lots of different motors, but they're all different quads and they might do different props and they're differently set up. So you might think, oh yeah, I quite like the 2600 on this one, but it's like I like the 2300 kV with a different motor. And it's only, I reckon it's only from going like same props, same quad, just swapping the motors, you're actually gonna get the feel for what's different and what you like.
Yeah, and no one seems to have done that from what I can tell.
It's working effort, isn't it?
Snake FPV. I bet he's done it.
Well, Johnny FPV, he released his own motors. He likes high KV for his freestyle. You know, he likes the punch and, you know, get out of jail card when you're going really low to the floor. He can punch up really quick.
Yeah, you need that when you're up north.
It might be you just got to do it around your own style. I'd rather fly 5 minutes freestyle and have a nice smooth flow than have that punch.
Yeah, because I noticed you cut the audio in your videos anyways, don't you?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's just Tony's too cheap. He likes to boil his props.
I guess it's all personal preference at the end of the day.
It is. It's up to you what you like.
It's just I noticed them people using bigger and bigger motors, and because this is a lightweight. I love lightweight copters as well.
Yeah, you do.
That's why the Floss can fly for just as long as the lower KV, the freestyle, because it is just so light. So that's how you can get away with the high KV. So I'm wondering whether. It's a mode 2 frame. So you know, RC Addict.
Yeah,
you've had him on the show. It's his frame. I'm going to build it around.
What mode 2? What's?
That's the name of the frame. Mode 2.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was going to be like, you fly mode 1. Surely that would be like the worst thing for you in the world.
When Jack picked up my transmitter, it's like it's the first time he's ever seen a transmitter before. It was like, what is
so
this?
backwards, like. Honestly, it was like, oh man!
I wanted him to have a go at mode 1, but we didn't have enough.
We wanted to live, like we wanted that safety record.
Yeah, true.
The worst. Right, shall we leave it there, guys?
Yeah. Hello, Junior.
Right. What's that? Andy Ghost.
Let me check Poo Cam quick.
I think they're just asking about the frame. Yeah, it's the RC Addict Mode 2 Ghost. It's like an ultralight racing frame. I got it from what's that company called? RC. It's a UK company. It was like really cheap, so I thought, I'll go for that. I dug up these old motors out. I just don't know what to go for with the motors. You
could always get the Mr. Steel V2. That's what Tony loves.
No, I'm running V1s.
Yeah. Hang on.
The only difference is what Steel done to the V2s is the naked bottom. I think that's all he changed.
Yeah, but then you look at these hype train motors that Rotor Riot are pushing, and they're a 2306. And then Steel's a 2205. There's such a big difference between.
I think it's just person.
I like the way T-Motor have like taken the bottom of your motors away and then sell them back to you.
And charge more.
Yeah, I think that's rude.
Well, that's what high performance is, isn't it? We're making a high performance version of this car for you. We're taking loads of stuff away from it to make it lighter, but we're going to charge you 20 grand more.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
Sometimes with this stuff, you don't know what it is until you try it. Like I was flying the Vortex Mojo 230, which I really liked, and one of the things was different about it was the pitch of the props, and that gave such fine control of the front.
Oh, it does.
So I found it so easy because I pretty much fly in circles low around, but I really like just skimming the grass, and it was so effortless because most of the props now are sort of high pitch. So when you whack the throttle, it's like boom, up. But this thing was really, you just had all this amount of room to use the throttle. And I was like, wow, this is different. I like this. But if you don't fly loads of stuff and experiment with it, you don't kind of know what you like. Because I went back and flew my 2600 kV motor the other day with 2 load of props, and it felt so slidey. It was like racing around like a skid pan.
Yeah, but probably really fast.
It was really fast, but really hard around the turns. I felt I was going to hit a tree every time.
Yeah. It's all personal preference, props and motors. Choose.
I think I'm going to go for the smaller motor. I think what I've noticed is from all of the models that I've tried that have got bigger motors is the voltage sag is usually more the bigger the motor. Even if it's a lower kV, but it's like a 2306, then the battery just sags like crazy. So I think that's perhaps the reason to go with a smaller motor. So I think I might do that.
Come here, Aniseed. Yeah. Almighty Aniseed. Check your email address. Sorry, I thought I'd do this. We're almost out of time anyway. What does Bradders say for freestyle anyway? Hello, random.
Probably the C word, knowing Bradders.
I know, when doesn't he? Is that right? A-N-A?
No.
Is that it?
A-N.
Why is he called Karen?
Oh, so it's the first one. Yeah?
I'm going to start calling him Karen now.
Oh, it's the first one. Ignore me.
Karen,
yeah, he's found a badge at work. They're on about Karen.
That's his new name now.
You're talking to the mic.
My name is Karen. The secret has been revealed.
Hello, Karen.
Karen, it is.
Please. No, please.
Immediately.
Right. Thank you for listening and tuning in to Let's Drone Out. Tune in. Wash your pids. All right. Very funny. I can't talk properly. We all know that. You've had 5 years of me not talking properly. All right. Shut up. Oh my God. Any news on the large hoodie yet, mate? Yeah, I had a phone call today. I think he's ordered it today.
The hoodies are awesome, by the way. I think you should.
Yeah, I've never seen a man stroke himself so much. Andy RC.
Yeah.
Actually, I was going to ask anyone who purchased a hoodie, I'd love to see you wearing them. So any pictures?
Nothing else.
Just the hoodie. You've got to be naked.
No, you don't.
We talked about this in the little hut, didn't we? Put it between your legs.
Let's not talk about that.
Oh my God! I think Tony used the word tranny tuck or something like that.
No, I actually learned what tranny tuck was, Jack. I didn't.
Tony,
the term. Yes.
Are you going to give away your prize drawing for the best photo?
Yes. No. I'm going to give away my prize drawing of Colin and Jack flying, but the winner has to be. You have to send in a picture of you in our Let's Drone Out top to our.
No, you're not allowed to do that
Facebook.
Because that classed as betting, doesn't it? Because they've had to pay for something.
They could borrow it from someone.
Or write LDO.
I want pictures of people in their LDO tops. Please send them. I've seen Mikey Dread in his. He had his in his video, but I like to see people who've got them.
Not many people found. I'm really upset that not many people found their secret hidden messages.
If you did find your secret hidden message and just haven't bothered to respond to it, please get in touch and
or pretend it didn't need to happen.
Did mine have a hidden message?
I think all of them did.
Yeah.
Yours wasn't particularly hidden.
I was gonna say, if it was the one that I was thinking of, it was definitely not hidden.
No,
I just really want to see people wearing our tops. Pictures of them enjoying themselves, wearing our tops. Well, not enjoying yourself that much.
Remind me what
our viewers are like.
Remind me what.
Did you open the centre bit of yours? Because there was loads of northern abuse in the. If you'd opened it and went in the middle bit, that's where your hidden message was.
Oh, I'll have to. I think I
Right,
still.
I haven't. I want to see cream patches wearing his. Just send photos of whoever's bought one. Just send photos of yourselves wearing them, please, or put them on Facebook so I can see them. Just, I want to see it.
And don't Google tranny tuck.
And don't Google
There's
that.
nothing wrong with that.
Remind us again what it was.
Shall I stop the stream?
Yeah, please. Thank you for listening to Let's Go Now. You've been joined by Curry Kitten,
Oh, damn it.
Tony,
Bonjour.
Andy RC,
Good night.
and Frank. And I've been Bright Until I Fly.
Colin McRae.
Google tranny tuck.
Don't Google it. Oh.
Press the button. Peace. Thanks for.
I'll tune in to Thursday night show. I'm on in an hour.
We love Patreons.
I'm on
Hit
in an hour.
stop like a minute.